Hi, this is Susan Campfield with SueStanfield.com. I wanted to share a couple of gorgeous cards with you today. These are two cards that we did in my Holiday Card Express class, and we used the Expressions Thinlits Dies for the big shot to cut the word Mary. We actually just cut it out of one piece, and you'll see we used the leftover waste piece for this card. And then the one that we cut out we did on this card. So these expression thinlits are super cool, but there is a little trick to using them, so let me share that with you today. These are how they come. You get 3 different words in the pack. You get thankful, love, and of course we're using the Mary today. So we'll grab our Mary, and I've got my Big Shot machine set here, and I'm going to use the gold foil paper from the holiday catalog. It's just gorgeous. Really adds a wow to your card. And before I start, I'm going to actually put some adhesive on the back of this before I even cut it. The adhesive that I'm using is from a regular catalog. It's called Sizzix adhesive sheets. And you can apply these sheets to the back of your cardstock before you cut out a shape, and they will put adhesive on the piece. And that's really helpful with this one because it is so skinny, it's hard to adhere it to the card. The Sizzix sheets come 12 by 12 actually, so you can I could have taken my gold cardstock, which is also 12 by 12, and just applied the whole piece to it and then cut it apart and did this, but I wanted my stampers to know how to do this, so I actually cut it into littler strips for them, and this is how you apply it. It says peel here, so you, of course, peel here, and that's just a release paper, so I'm going to throw this guy away. This is now all sticky, and it also has a backing sheet on it. So I'm going to flip over my gold piece here, and I'm just going to adhere this to the back. I cut it a little bit narrower than my cardstock, and you want to be careful if you have any adhesive on your fingers to not touch the front of the shiny gold because it will leave a little residue there. So I'm going to leave that other release sheet on there for now while I go to my Big Shot and cut this out. Now there is one other secret weapon for using when you use these Thinlit expressions, and that is wax paper, just from your kitchen. This is just my regular wax paper that I had in my kitchen drawer, and so I'm going to lay that on my cardstock between the cardstock and my die. This is going to act like cooking spray does when you make a cake. You spray your pan so that it doesn't stick. Same theory here. So I'm going to put this down on my magnetic platform, and I'm going to put that in place and get my top plate on. I realize I'm out of shot there, but you can see part of it. And I'm going to crank this through. And take that off. Pull this up. And so now we're going to remove our word Mary. Now mine didn't stick in there at all. We've used this quite a bit, and that I think the wax paper kind of builds up in there a little bit and makes it easier to release. The first few times you use it, it might stick in there. If that's the case, you can just take your paper piercer, and in the back of the die there's some little holes, and you can just poke it out to get it out of the skinny die there. But with the wax paper, it comes out pretty easy. So I have a wax paper Mary that I'm not going to save. That's just going to go away. And now I'm just going to peel up the word Mary. And so that's sticky. The release paper is staying behind, and that word is sticky. You want to be a little careful when you pull it out because you don't want to rip it. And then I don't need the wax paper for that part either. So there I have my 2 Marys. I am going to keep the inside of the Y and the inside of the E. I see my wax paper stayed on that one. I'll get it off here. I want to keep those so that the word Mary is a little more recognizable that way. Now this Mary is sticky. When I'm ready to stick this one down, I'm just going to peel that other backing off of here, and it's going to be sticky and ready to go. You can see the adhesive there. So that is a little trick to getting this card. If you want to pop out these little parts here, you can sure do that. If they don't come right out like mine are, you can use your paper piercer tool to get those out. And that is all there is to that part of the card. I'm going to take my Sticky Mary and put it on that leftover scrap, but I peeled off earlier so it doesn't stick to my table. The other elements on this card, we used the Stylish Stripes embossing folder, which makes a very elegant card. It's backed with a brushed gold cardstock. And then this word is from the More Merry Messages stamp set. It says Happy Christmas. We stamped it and then just punched it out with the word window punch so that we had just the word Christmas. And then this one, of course, was done the same way. And we added the cherry cobbler seam binding with the glue dot for a little accent. Thank you so much for joining me today. Have fun using your Expression Thinlits. If you want to get any of the supplies that you saw in this video, you can go to my website, SueStampField.com, and go to the store and have fun shopping. I will also have the full supplies for these cards and additional photos on my website. Thanks for joining me.